5 minutes early. See if we can get this motherfucker going. Talking to my buddy Chip. Let's see who's up here. What's going on, man? Samuel de los Santos. What's up, dude? Those are the homies. Howdy. Alan Bailey. What's up, dude? Renee Dez. Hey. Gonna give it a few minutes here before we kick off the Q&A Tuesday. First one. I shaved, man. Anytime I shave completely like this, it looks like I fucking should be in diapers and shit. Talking back and forth with my buddy Chip. Boom. See what we got here. Okay, so there was this weird situation that happened yesterday with Facebook. Whenever I made the post, the promo stating that I was going to be live today, and it posted a few times, except one of them took a while to post, I guess because, I don't know, for whatever reason, Facebook is weird like that. But one of the questions that was asked on the second one was by my buddy Jack, and I remembered the question before I erased the second one, because it's kind of weird to have two posts of the same shit. And my buddy Jack asked if I'd ever seen the band Pantera, and the answer is no. It's my favorite band in the fucking world, and I've never seen them live, which is shitty. And my favorite guitar player of all time is, it's a toss-up between Dime and Stevie Ray, and I've never got to see either one of them. So all I can do is watch replays of people that have recorded and gotten to experience the situation live. And it's unfortunate, but I still appreciate what the fuck they did, and it influenced me heavily. Let's go into some other questions that were asked on the post. I'm looking into them right now as we speak. Hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday, by the way. Let me go to this thing here. Sons of Texas. Anthony Montes asked, yo, Jess, what mics do you and John use live and in the studio on y'all's cabs? And what speakers are y'all's cabs loaded with? I believe John's cab, it's a 212 powered by Omega. Their cabs are fucking incredible. As soon as I can afford it, I'm going to get me one. But I think his is a Creamback 65 and a Vintage 30, if I'm not mistaken. And he favors the 57 by Shure. My cabinet is an original JCM 900 1960 lead B cab, which means it's just a straight one. It's not the slant. It has the full sized, front and all that, and it's loaded with original G12 T75 is from England, so they're not the Chinese manufactured ones, and it sounds fucking incredible. It's my favorite speaker so far, and I prefer the E906. I know a lot of people use the E609, but there's something magical about the E906, so it's worth the extra $50 or whatever the fuck it is. If you can get it, get it. In the studio, we use a 57 just because it's a different animal. Live, I prefer the E906. And John, I think, still favors the 57 for live too. But John's got his shit on lock. His tone is fucking incredible. I actually modeled mine closely after his because I really enjoyed it. Mine just has a few different tweaks just to have a difference in the frequencies. What else? What else do we got here? By the way, Anthony Montes, thanks for the question, man. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let me go to the other one on my page because I got some questions there too. If you got them here, man, feel free to drop them. Mr. Fix It. That's my buddy Mike from Edinburgh. Damn good dude. I know him and his carnales from way back. He says, ¿Qué onda, carnal? What's up, dude? Hope you're doing all right. When's the new music coming out? Can't wait, man. That's from Samuel de los Santos. Well, man, when we just finished the EP on Friday night, and Chris is going through the mixing and mastering process as we speak. As soon as we get the mixing and mastering done and sent to us, we'll have a better understanding of the timeline so that we can put forward steps to the release. But you'll definitely get it within the next, I want to say, month or so. So it shouldn't be too long. Who else we got on here? Junior Rodriguez says, hey, dude, what's up, dude? Sam Bitnowski. I know that boy from, I shouldn't say boy because he's a man, but I call everybody my boy. Sam Bitnowski's from Flint, Michigan. At the machine shop is where we frequent in that area, and the people there are incredible. Love those people. Love the shop. Love the owners. Love the staff. It's always a good time there, man. They make their own beer too. It's damn good. FYL Fox says, sup, boy? What it do? Leanne Kiefer, hi from California, Colorado. What's up? Hope you're doing all right. Oh, FIL Fox says, ass eating? ? Yes, always, man. I can't trust a motherfucker if you don't eat ass. Dylan Carmelo, when are you coming to California? As soon as this bitch Rona leaves town, man, and we're able to get the country back to normal, we'll start touring again. I know we've got a few dates that we're discussing that are Texas dates because it's not too crazy. We don't have to cross any borders or checkpoints or anything like that. So we might just do a few Texas dates just to get the ball rolling on going back if it's allowed and if things are back to regular soon. But more details on that as soon as it comes. And says, when can Houston look for y'all? That's my buddy Chip. Shit, man. Again, as soon as I know, you'll know. I mean, you got my number and all that shit, so I'll definitely text you whenever that shit goes down. Let's see what we got here. Sam Vitnowski, when is the new EP coming out? Like I said earlier, it just depends on the mixing and mastering, but I would assume sometime within the next month. Who do we got here? Samuel de los Santos. What do you think about rumor Phil, Rex, Zach coming together to tour and tribute of Pantera music? Man, that is a fucking great question. I personally think it's what it is. If they're calling it a tribute to Pantera, it's great because nothing will ever be, or it'll never be Pantera without Phil and Dime. Vinny and Dime. So it would be a tribute for sure. I think it's fucking cool. I think it's if Phil's got it in him to go out there and belt the shit out and fucking do some tribute to the fucking band he helped, bring up, I think it'd be fucking awesome. I'd definitely be there. Tell you what. I'm a fan of Zach too, so I think it'd be cool. Do I think he would be able to pull off Dime's things, his solos or his playing and that kind of shit? I think Zach would have his own spin on it, obviously, because it's Zach. You can tell Zach from fucking anybody else whenever you can hear him playing. But nonetheless, I think it would be great. What does it say? Emmanuel Macron. Repeat. I don't know what that means. retype the motherfucker if you can help me understand what you're saying. Vilma Garcia says concerts are in a state of limbo. The majority of bands making money off merch at shows. What is the best way fans can support and ensure that SOTX not only survives but thrives in these uncertain times? You know, that is a phenomenal question. If I had the answers, we probably wouldn't be, I guess, struggling, or that question wouldn't need to be asked. But Velma's a avid supporter, by the way, of Sons of Texas. She also runs the Sons of Texas Fan Nation page. There's two different pages. There's the Sons of Texas page, which is this one here. It says Sons of Texas, the blue check mark. I don't know if it'll show, but there it is. That is the actual page, and she runs the Fan Nation page, which is this one here, Sons of Texas Fan Nation. They made that one kind of as a street team slash platform for people who are fans of the band that want to go share their photos or experiences or just communicate amongst each other and, you know, share content amongst each other. You can also share stuff on the Sons of Texas page too, but that one is more aimed at the fans that want to share and, you know, post content amongst themselves. As for the question, right now I really don't know. I would say just keep purchasing music, and that's the way we make our money is from guarantees, which are a guaranteed amount of money per show, and merch. So everything we make from merch and guarantees is 100% ours. And as of the last, or as of the first EP after Forged by Fortitude till now, everything we make off of EP sales or single sales is all ours as well too. So purchase music, purchase merch, go to the shows. We love to fucking hang out. I don't need to tell Velma that. She knows all about that. Jason Moore says, what's up? What's up, my man? Hope you're doing well. Andy T, hey man, is a new EP just a digital release or are you printing CDs again? Much love. If I'm not mistaken, Andy T is from across the pond. He's a good dude, avid supporter of Sons of Texas as well. The EP will be on both platforms, my man, but the physical copies of the EP will probably be only available for purchase at shows unless we create some sort of what is it called, the bundles, or, you know, a pre-release or pre-orders and that kind of thing. That's the only thing. If you're asking to get shipped across the pond, man, reach out to me personally. Give me a shout on Instagram or whatever. I'll see if I can get that thing out to you myself. But yeah, it'll be on both platforms to answer your question. DJ Johnson says, Rockport, Texas, shout out. What's up, dude? Shout out, much love from Deep South Texas. How about that shit? Paying Attention says, when are you guys going to be in North Texas again? Well, again, we're in the works right now with booking dates, and like 99% of them are Texas dates. So we'll definitely be in the area. As far as North Texas, I'm not sure exactly, but I will definitely post on my socials and on the Suns page. So keep an eye out for that. And it says, FYL rocks its Chip. I figured it was you. It's a good friend of mine, Chip Palani. Don't ever fucking party with that dude. He'll fucking fuck you up. Andy T, 3 years without a UK run, man. Too long. Need you to get back here. Yeah. And you know, the circumstances with that is that flying over to get to that area is fucking not cheap. It's like $2K just for a one way, I think. $2K flight ticket. So it's like $2,000 to fly over there and then $2,000 to fly back. So getting over there is not exactly easy. But we will definitely get back out there. Whatever the fuck we got to do to make it happen, it will happen again. That you can fucking count on. Amy, which is Chip's lady and a good friend of mine, says he doesn't. I'm not even going to elaborate on that. It's fucking great. L. Lindig says, just got my Under the Gun bundle and could only be happier when I can get to see y'all live again. Man, you know, we're stoked to be back out there again soon. We hope this whole thing goes back to normal soon so we can get back out there and start performing again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love being home with my family. This is as long as I've been home for for a stretch, the longest stretch I've been able to be home with my family and hang out with them. I'm sure the other guys agree that it's great, but definitely we want to get back out and start pushing the new EPs that we've released, start performing the new songs, and just to be able to get on stage. And man, I'm itching for that myself. Jason Moore, pre-orders for the new EP coming? Absolutely. As soon as we get a timeline of when it'll be released, the pre-orders will be posted with a link and all that. Noise with Nami. Zach does his own thing. You better believe that shit. Richard Alvarez asks, what head do you run? 5153, 50 watt, the original, not even the one with the concentric pots. John has the one with the concentric pots, but it's also the original 5153 in 50 watt form. I feel like if you're using the 100 watt head, you better be fucking playing stadium so that you can crank the motherfucker to get the saturation you need from the tubes. 50 watts is more than enough, man. Actually, I'm looking to fucking get another amp with less watts. Let me see. Leanne Kiefer, any plans for Sons of Texas car decals? If not, would you guys be against me getting some made to put on my cars? You know, it's not really something I've ever thought of. I don't know if the guys have or not, but it's not something I've ever even heard of. But if you want to get the motherfucker made, get the motherfucker made. As long as you ain't profiting from it. Feel free. What we got here? Come to Rockport and let's go fishing. Dude, I'm down. Don't ever threaten me with a good time, dude. I'm down and shit. Paying Attention says, bro, you guys remind me so much of the Power Groove of Pantera, Texas Power Groove, Sons of Texas. Thank you for the great music. Thank you, man. Thanks for the love and support. What's up, D. Glenn? Hope you're doing all right. Samuel de los Santos, will y'all be playing with Union Underground in San Antonio in December? That's, as far as I know, the answer is yes. So Union Underground will be playing. I think it's the Aztec Theater, which is a fucking great venue. We were asked to be part of that. If it's a go, we're definitely part of it still. I'm down to go play, man. San Antonio's badass. Aztec Theater's badass. So as far as right now, yes. Until further notice, hopefully it stays. Steven Taylor, what's up, man? Good friend of the band's too. Jason Moore. NC loves you guys, but you know I'm not scared to drive a few hours first. Damn right. I know that shit. My man's traveled quite a bit to come see us and hang out with us. NDT, favorite band you guys have toured with? Man, it's hard, man, because there's a few of them for different circumstances. For me, hell yeah, for obvious reasons. I got to see Vinny side stage every night, and I'm sure he got sick of my shit. Look over at me when I'm side stage and watching. One of my favorite parts of that entire show or that tour, I don't know if they still do it. I haven't seen them live in a minute. But the way they came out on stage was, how do you say it? Premeditated. The lights are out. You know, they got the entrance track. The lights are flashing. You can see glimpses of what's going on stage. And the guitar players come out. People get first one to come out actually is Vinny. And the way Vinny comes out is he's standing behind his kit, and P. King's watching him. You know, he's making sure he's got everything he's got. P. King is his drum tech, and he's a damn good friend of the band's. Great guy. If you don't know him, get to know him. He's a fucking good dude. But I always see them together. It was P. King and Vinny behind the kit, and the lights are flashing, whatever. Vinny would always be warming up, flipping his sticks or whatever. And on cue, every night, Vinny would put one foot on the throne and one foot, I believe it was a snare, and he'd twirl sticks in the air. As soon as he did that, you could see just a fucking ocean of people losing their fucking minds. Me included. I would get chills. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But the dude would stand on his kit, flick his drumstick, twirl it around, and people would lose their shit. And then the guitar players and stringed instruments would come out. And then right as the show's going to kick off, Chad Gray comes out, just gives you the fucking final inch of the dong on stage. Great fucking show. Great dudes. But for other circumstances, we toured with Seether in Europe, and that probably was my favorite tour so far. It's incredible for many reasons. One, because Seether was a band I'd slept on for years. I'd heard their stuff on the radio when I was growing up, and, you know, learning chops on guitar, and that kind of became fucking huge fan. Another bonus is one of my favorite bands is Seven Dust. When we toured with Seether in Europe, Clint Lowry was filling in for guitar on that tour, and I got to fucking meet him. I fangirled hard. The dude fucking was graceful about it. Said, "Hey man, cool. You know, we look forward to having you guys on the road, yada yada yada." And just the whole tour, he made it just incredible. It's one of the nicest dudes. That everybody in that band in Seven Dust is just the nicest person you'll ever meet. All of them, great. Got to hang out with Sean Morgan on that tour. We went out on town a little bit, had drinks, did the Irish pub thing. It's fucking great. It's a great fucking tour. Met a lot of new fans. Met a lot of new people. Great people out there in Europe, UK. It's fucking awesome. I hope we go back out there again. But the top three would be, like I said, Hell Yeah, Seether, and then for sure Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is insane. Every person in that band is incredible at their instrument. And Miles Kennedy is actually a fucking great guitar player too, man. He's if you've never seen a show, get out there, check that shit out. That dude sounds incredible vocally and on the guitar. And them going back and forth, him and Tremonti just tear it up. So to answer the question short, top three would be Hell Yeah, Seether, and Alter Bridge. Jesus, that was long-winded as fuck. Live stream. Reminder this would need some of the Texas Fix. Any plans for SOTX to do a few songs on a live stream? I am in desperate need of Sons of Texas Fix. No plans, but it's not out of the question. We can definitely, that was by Velma, by the way. We can definitely get together now because at the time there was a checkpoint from Hidalgo County where I live into Cameron County where John lives. So it was difficult for him to come over this way. But now that that's been lifted, we can definitely make plans to get together and try to work on some live streaming stuff. So we will see. Jason Moore, what's your favorite movie of all time? Well, I think I would have to say Tombstone is my favorite movie. And then just underneath that are both of the Young Guns movies. Great, man. I love them. Val Kilmer's best role, in my opinion, it was him as Doc Holliday as his best role. And then number two best role would be Jim Morrison of The Doors. If you haven't seen that movie, it's fucking awesome. Check that shit out. Do that fangirl so hard when you say, hey, D. Glenn, don't fangirl hard. Definitely hang out, say hey more often. Don't be shy. We love to hang out. We love that shit. Andy T, I second the live stream. Dizzy N92, you guys still on for Elkhart Summerfest in August? As far as I know, yes. We are still on. I have not heard anything in terms of being canceled, but anything that does happen, once I know, I post. The guys post. We're pretty good about keeping updated with the social media. The only time we get beat to the punch is when it's a tour and we don't have the entire route and fans know about the shows in their towns before we announce. So that's how they know about that. Other than that, we post everything ahead of time and make sure everybody has word first. Noise with Namis. Tell me more about your gear, dude. Guitar Nut. Man, it's pretty simple. The guitar I have is, the main one is a Jim Root, and I'm not like some Jim Root super fan or nothing like that, but it had the spec that I liked at the time, so I went out for it and I checked it out and haven't looked back. It's great. And I did replace the EMGs with Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge, which right now is my favorite pickup of all time. And then in the neck, I think it's either a Jazz or 59. I don't use it much, so it's just it's in the neck. I don't know. I don't use it much. It's either a Jazz or a 59, one of those. And then on my board, I got a Boss GT 1000 running 4-cable method. I only use that for my effects. The distorted tones come straight from the 5150. I use a Precision Drive by Horizon Devices. That Horsey, the first version, good friend of mine named Gil from a band called Death by Diesel gave it to me, but he's passed on. He passed on because he had cancer, and so that's a piece that I keep that's dear to my heart. He was just a good dude and gave me that pedal, and it's gonna live on my board until further notice. Other than that, the wireless unit I use is a Shure GLX D16. It's great. Serves Duel as a tuner as well. So that shit's badass, man. If you get a chance, go check all that shit. I think I have pictures of all that shit on my Instagram. On all my social media platforms, I'm at JESTX3. So even on Facebook, I got a page, and on Instagram, I got a page, and I run that shit. I don't have people running that shit for me. If you comment on the Facebook one, sometimes I don't see them, the notifications, because I run through the pages manager on Facebook, and that shit fucking sucks. I never get the notifications the way I'm supposed to get them. So I always catch that shit late. But on Instagram, it's my page. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to reach out and that kind of shit. Let me see. Jason Moore, take care, man. Have a good day. I'm sure. Fucking. When your tour manager is looking for venues, do they look into playing at Red Rocks in Morrison, Colorado? You know, I'd love to play there, but there's a couple of things to that question. One, our tour manager manages the tour. He doesn't book the tour. Our booking agent books the tour. And the way all that works is we get offers for shows, and then we start to book around that, unless it's a full tour in support of another band that's more established, in which we're not headlining or anything. So we go with that. Like if we went out with, for example, Seether, we wouldn't have a say in what shows happen. Their agents and their team books the entire route, and somebody asks for it or whatever. As much as we'd like to oblige, sometimes financially it doesn't make sense, or the route, it doesn't make sense either. So there's a lot of circumstances that go into which shows get chosen and that kind of thing too. Margarita Hernandez, hello. Noise with Nami, 7 Dust Rocks. You better believe that shit. Let me see. Alter Bridge is the reason I fell in love with Sons of Texas. That's Velma. We did meet on tour with Alter Bridge, and it's just been a blooming relationship since. She's been incredible. If you guys don't know Velma Garcia, she's very close people with Sons of Texas. Her and Missy Watson Patterson Dominguez III run the Sons of Texas Fan Nation, and they're avid supporters. Like, those two ladies are just family. They're great, and it's just, we love them to death. I can't speak enough good about them. Friend, get them. Yeah, Facebook. Okay, Amy, I'll definitely reach out to you about that. That's badass. Are you able to do decals for the cars? I think I answered that one. Let's see what we got here. Glasgow. Oh, that's funny. Andy T asks, or first he says, was a Soil gig for me in Glasgow 2016. Hell of a gig. Thank you for that, by the way. Says, weren't Saliva scheduled for that? They were, but as for what I heard is one of their guys got pretty sick and was going to be out of commission for a while, so they had to back out of that run, which is unfortunate for them, but fucking awesome for us. Not that he got sick, but the circumstances, because we got bumped up to direct support, and it really opened up the doors for us. So much love and thanks to Soil, their camp, and as shitty as it sounds, Saliva, for not being able to do the run, because that really gave us a leg up, man. Let's see what else we got here. You guys gonna become huge one day for sure, 100%, man. You know, that's what we're working for. Not necessarily that that's the end game or that's the goal, but I mean, we're definitely growing, and we continue to hope to grow even further, to the point where just packing in larger venues and such and that kind of thing. But in these circumstances where nothing's purchased anymore, everything's free and streamed online, it's difficult, man. It's a conversation I had with a good buddy of mine. His name's Matt Sharp from Atlanta, or Georgia. Atlanta's the biggest city close to him. It's a depressing and awesome fact that nobody will ever be bigger than the current biggest band in the world right now. And that band, whether you like it or not, is Metallica. Nobody's bigger than Metallica. Nobody's going to outsell Metallica. Nobody's going to be able to outdo Metallica. They're going down in history as the biggest fucking metal band in the world. Agree, disagree. Facts are facts. You don't have to like Metallica. That's just a fucking fact. Black Album still to this day is one of the highest selling albums. Like, it's fucking retarded to fucking think that they're not gonna that there's somebody's going to outdo them, or they're not the biggest band in the world. Like it's insane. They're one of my favorite bands. They're incredible. They deserve every fucking bit of success that they get, and they're great, man. Fucking sorry if I go off on tangents, but I love fucking talking about all this kind of shit. What do we got? Seven Dust Rocks, stickers. Looking forward to seeing Steve and Blacktop Mojo out here again. So I'm praying it doesn't fall through. Man, it's funny. I didn't really know much about Blacktop Mojo until recently. And when I heard my man pipe out some shit, I said, man, this dude can fucking sing. And the musicians are on point too. The music they write is incredible. Funny enough, the manager we had before is managing them. So I called him. His name's Larry Mazer. I called him and I said, dude, you guys are doing some great shit. Keep fucking killing it. I mean, love and respect. I hope we get a jam with them at some point because they seem like good dudes too. My buddy Chip says he parties with them sometimes. So it'd be fucking cool to go do that shit. Let me see. Any questions up in this biatch? Have y'all considered doing a covers album? Man, for me, I'm down. And that was by Samuel de los Santos, by the way. I would be down as shit to do a covers album just because I'm a huge fan of music, and I think it would be incredible to hear what it would sound like to do covers that sound like Sons of Texas. And I'm not trying to, anything else. I often tell the guys, man, let's do covers on the live set, but circumstances and politics get in the way, so it's difficult to just say, hey, fuck it, let's do this. But as far as me, I'm not the one holding us back. I'll tell you that much. If I ever get a chance, if somebody invites me to go do something on a cover that they're recording, I'm down as shit, man. Hit me up, Instagram. Let me know what y'all are doing. If I can do it, if I can accommodate, I am down as shit. I love covers. I love doing that shit. And when we get to do certain things, like the little parts in the set that are little tips of the hat to people, like when we do the Master of Puppets thing, and we have Nick do it, it's all for fun, man. Like I love that shit. I mean, I'm as much a fan as anybody else that's in the venue while we're playing. It's I not of us obviously, but a fan of music, and I feel like that is just fun, and it's just a good time on stage. Sam Bitnowski asked, hey, Jess, how do you come up with your riffs? It's weird. Like let me see if I can show you what the fuck I'm talking about, because I've talked about this on several interviews, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of. Let me see. I don't want to fucking turn this up and. Here we go. This is one that hasn't made the cut. I don't think it will, just because it sounds like something. But there's this voice memos app. You see it? There's a voice memos app on the phone, on the iPhone, and then whatever I do, I've got this. Let me show you the app that I use. This is a metronome app. It's right here. This app, I use that shit. So you turn it on, choose the accents or whatever, and then I hit record on the voice recording app, and it sounds something like this. This is one of the riffs that didn't make it. It might someday, but it's not so far. You can hear my kids in the background. Off time and shit, but that's how they get written, man. Sometimes I don't even have my guitar, so I'll just, pop it open, hit the record, and then and then I'll fucking save that so that I can remember when I do have my guitar, come back to it, and then hear my stupid ass. But that's how they get written, man. 9 times out of 10, that's the way it happens. And the cool shit about writing that way is that whenever, like, let's say I was going to use that riff, I send that to the group chat where all the guys are involved. And whenever we get together, it's 5 different takes on the same riff. And then we just take whatever works best or sounds best and apply it to the song. And man, like 90% of the time, that's the way it gets done. Um, I would say, shit, I don't know, maybe 5%. Maybe I'm not gauging these percentages right, but Mark has entire songs that he'll come up with. And like Breathing Through My Wounds was entirely Mark. Like he wrote that shit backwards and forwards, lyrics, music, and it was on acoustic. So whenever it came time to record the shit, we just did it all full band. Maybe changed the tuning a little bit, accommodated some parts to for the writing and the structure and that kind of thing. But that's Mark's baby, man. He does that shit, and he also he did Breathing Through My Wounds, and then the other ballad on Baptized. What the fuck is it called? It's escaping me. Whatever the other battle was, he does that shit. But that's how we write riffs. And then sometimes, like on this EP, this last one, I'm pretty proud of the way this went down. We were sitting in the studio, and John was tracking his parts for the second song. And as that was happening, it was in the back of everybody's mind, without saying it, that we didn't have anything for a third one. So there was ideas that could have possibly been, used and then worked on. But I took it upon myself to go to the other room and use my little amp to try and work on some shit. And within the matter of minutes, I had a fucking riff that was a theme riff. I had a verse, I had a chorus, and I had a bridge. So when I produced that, they were like, so pretty much you have the whole song. I was like, yeah, here, see if you even dig. And Mark had lyrics to it that he wrote on the fucking spot too. I don't know how the fuck it happened, but he wrote lyrics to it on the spot. And in the circumstances that are going on in the world right now contributed to it heavily. I'm not going to give away too much. Like, I don't want to fuck it up, but I want you guys to hear it on your own and understand what the fuck it's called. I mean, what the fuck is going on and how it was written. And that shit was written on the spot, man. I don't know how that came out of me, but it came out of me like the song was written in like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And we recorded it and it was done. The song is called As the Crow Flies. So far, that's a working title. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, I'll correct it later, whatever you guys, so you guys can understand which song it is. But right now is As the Crow Flies, and that shit was written on the fucking spot. There's some parts in there that could have used some more work, but that's the way it went down. And I went on a tangent again, because I love just shooting the shit, talking about music and that kind of stuff. God. What else we got here? Have y'all considered doing a covers album? Answered that one. Coming back to Lubbock soon. Probably. I mean, that's a definite yes. We're definitely going back to Lubbock. As far as when, I'm not sure. On this coming run, it's a possibility just because I think it's en route. Don't quote me on that, but we might be going out there sooner than you think. For sure, the ones in question right now are San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and El Paso. But nothing's confirmed. Nothing is for sure, so I can't disclose too much. But if we do hit El Paso, it's Rock House, my buddy Matt Martinez. Great dude, great fucking venue, great food, great people. If you're from El Chuco, it's another name for El Paso. If you're from El Paso, go check that shit out. If you haven't heard of it, you're living under a fucking rock. It's great. What's your favorite Metallica song to cover? Man, that's fucking dope, because I don't have a direct answer. That's from Arturo Mejia. Man, I don't know. Favorite Metallica song to cover? Man, I love a lot of fucking shit they do. And I'll probably catch shit for this because it was an album that a lot of people didn't like, and I don't fucking get why. It's a great fucking album, and I'm talking about Load. I'm sure sludgy, groovy riffs and music that came from that album, Load specifically. Like 2x4, fucking awesome. Like, I like that one. I like to do Holier Than Thou. Sad But True's badass. Obviously, fucking Sandman's dope. My favorite album used to be Kill 'Em All, and then The Way I Thought and The Way I Write made the Black Album and Load become my favorite albums. I'm sure I'll catch shit for that too. I don't give a fuck. I love what I love. But yeah, when I was growing up, Kill 'Em All was my shit. I knew that motherfucker backwards and forwards. I wasn't good at it, but I knew it. It's hard, man. I don't have just one from Metallica, but Nothing King is also fucking badass. King Nothing, that's our shit. But Nothing King is also badass. Shit, I don't know, man. It's a toss up between those that I mentioned. Let me see. Mary Harris says, "Hi, Jess. This is friend Jeff. Some of my favorite people in the world, the Harrises. Miss you guys. Have you ever considered doing a contest to let fans sing on stage with you? Not me. I suck at singing. Just a fun thought. No, I don't ever think we'll ever do a contest for fans to sing on stage, but we do invite motherfuckers to come up on stage and sing with us. Well, I do anyway. I don't care, man. My mic's up there as long as it's something we knew about, or predetermined, so nobody's like getting hurt when they're getting on or off stage. That's the only thing, man. We don't want nobody to get fucked up. But one time at a show, I can't remember where it was. I remember the circumstances. I don't remember the location. But we played a venue, and a guy came to our VIP and was like, "Man, I would love to fucking hear this song, whatever." So we did it during the sound check. And he's like, "Man, I love that part. I always sing this and this." I was like, "Man, if you got it in you, come up and sing with us or whatever. You could take my mic and you sing." And he jumped on stage during the set and sang "Beneath the Riverbed" with us, and it was just fun as shit. I mean, it doesn't matter if you can hit a pitch, if you can't. If you're up there having a good time, you're vibing it, I'm definitely down with somebody coming on stage and sing with us. But again, it's got to be predetermined. You can't just show up because circumstances. I don't want people to fucking die or fucking get hurt. Actually, a little bit more on that. My buddy Chip, we shot the video for Expedition to Perdition in Houston at Scout Bar. Why? Because it's a fucking nutty place. Nutty people, nutty venue, just in a great way. And I'm not talking shit about them. They're fucking awesome. One of our favorite venues in the world to fucking play is the Scout Bar in Houston because people are enthused as shit. And if you, I don't need to even explain it. Go watch Expedition to Perdition if you get a chance. It's on YouTube. You hear the chant. That was not prompted. We were just fucking. We're like, all right, here's the song. We're gonna shoot a video for it. If you guys want, go on stage, jump with us, hang out, do whatever the fuck, but make sure nobody gets hurt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you hear the people chanting Sons of Texas in the beginning of it. We kept it. Said, fuck, that's fucking dope. But the point I was getting to was that my friend Chip Pelani, he's a good friend of mine. He was at that show during the video, and like at some point during the song, I think dove off stage and ended up fracturing his ankle. And he ended up on it's him messaging me right now. He ended up fucking up his leg, so he was out of commish for a while. What the fuck happened? Hang up. And that's exactly why, if you want to come on stage with us, I got no problem with that. You can use my mic to sing, but you definitely cannot do it just unprompted. Hold on real quick. Who's this?
You rang?
No, I didn't. You rang me.
Oh, well, I swear to God, it just rang, man. It said Jess DeHoyst, and I hung up on you.
Chip Pelani. He's the guy that I'm talking about right now. It's so funny. He's the one that fractured his. I'm talking about you on the live right now.
Yeah, we're sitting at a bar right now listening to it.
Yeah, man. But let me give you a shout back.
You got it, brother. See you.
All right. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. He fractured his ankle on stage, and that's exactly why we have to know about it ahead of time. So make sure everybody gets on stage and off stage properly, because the last thing we want is people to get hurt during a Sons of Texas show or in general. Where the fuck is it? But that was to answer your question, Mrs. Harris. Yes, we are down for people to sing with us all the time. Knocked On Broken out of the park in Glasgow. Thanks, man. That's something I fucking really enjoy doing because, again, Pantera is my favorite fucking band. Look at that there. Fucking see it. Boom. CFH. With everything going on, are De Hoyos? Which De Hoyos? It's got to be my family. There's no way it's not my family. Rolando, I imagine, because of the R. That's my cousin. He says, with everything going on, do you see Sons of Texas on the road this year? Yes. It might be a slow start, but we definitely see shit going on towards the latter part of this year. And again, we're in the works of booking something in Texas. Obviously, we're not going to branch out too far because of the circumstances with the country on semi-shutdown and with everything going on with riots and all that craziness, man. It's unnecessary evil. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into that topic because that's a long-winded topic. And but yeah, we do see shows at the end of this year. So, what is your favorite solo to play, and what is the most technically difficult one to play? Shit, it's really good. Favorite solo. I don't know. Maybe Blame Shift. Yeah, I think Blame Shift is probably my favorite one to play. Either that one or Never Bury the Hatchet, because me and John do the dual harmonies, and it's just fun. It sounds cool. As far as technically difficult one to play, I don't think my solos are difficult. I think some of the stuff we wrote to play rhythmically is more difficult. Like actually the same song, Blame Shift, the rhythm on the verse is harder to play than any of the solos I do, I think, because it's a very stop and choppy riff, and that's the way I fucking wrote it. But the riff goes, but you have to have the stops each time. Stop, 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 stop. So if you have squeals or anything going on in between the stops, it makes it sound sloppy. So that's probably the most difficult thing to play live, especially because we're moving around, banging heads, getting into it, and if you don't know that riff, at some point maybe I'll fucking do a video of how to play that riff so you can see what's up, and then maybe we can make it a little challenge to see who can do it the cleanest while they're moving around or something. But yeah, that's favorite solo is probably Blame Shift. Most technically difficult one to play is not a solo but a rhythm, and it's for Blame Shift as well. Would y'all ever check out a fan riff to possibly use? No, never. Never, 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 never. There's been circumstances in the past where that's happened, and not even on purpose, where somebody accused somebody in a much more established act of using their riff, and it wasn't even the case. It was just some sort of misunderstanding, and I don't know if it went to court or what, but that's some bullshit I'm trying to avoid at all costs, like the motherfucking plague. So no, I also prefer to use my own shit. We've been approached by people before to use that are bigger than us, to use their songs, and I didn't feel right about it because it's not something we wrote. We're not about that shit at all. We do our own shit. We write our own shit. We come up with it ourselves, and we take pride in that shit. And not to talk down about fans or anything like that. It's not something I'm ready to fucking deal with, and I don't want to deal with it ever. So no, to answer your question. What's the craziest, most insane that's happened while on the road? That was from Leanne Kiefer. I think I'm saying it right, Leanne Kiefer. What was the craziest, most insane that's happened while on the road? I think you're asking what's the craziest circumstance or crazy situation that's happened on the road. Probably, one that I can disclose for sure is that video shoot in Houston for Expedition to Perdition, because a good friend of mine shattered his fucking ankle. But other ones, some of them I can't even disclose. Some of them I can't even talk about because they're too personal, or somebody doesn't want me to mention what happened. But one that I can disclose and tell you about is one that happened to me personally, and it was I'll never forget it. The date, I still remember it like it was yesterday. It was December 2nd, 2015, and it was in Fayetteville, Arkansas at George's Majestic Lounge. That's how fucked up this situation was. We were on a tour with All That Remains was headlining, Devour the Day was direct support, Audiotopsy was just before Devour the Day, and we were opening, so we were first of four. That was the first tour where we met the dudes from Devour the Day. Great band. If you don't even know who Devour the Day is, after this, or even fucking right now, go check out Devour the Day. Great music, great musicians, great people, and just a fucking great band. They're great dudes. They were label mates with us when we were on Razor and Tie, and just to this day, I think funny story is I left a guitar. This is not the story yet. I'll get to the other one, but I left my guitar at Sticky's Chicken Shack in Arkansas on another time. And Blake, I think, lives in the area, so he came to see that show. And that night, I was so fucking busy with something else that I forgot one of my guitars. So Blake has my guitar, one of my guitars. He's had it for maybe more than a year for sure. I want to say almost a year and a half, maybe 2 years, but he still has it. He's got one of my guitars. Going back to the story from December 2nd, 2015, we had just met the guys from Devour the Day, and I just hit it off with Joey Chicago. He's a bass player for Devour the Day. Great fucking dude. Just a fucking monster on bass, and a monster in person too. If you see this dude's jacked, you know what I mean? He's not a fucking small dude. And that night, hit it off. Cool dude. He has kids. I have kids. So we connected on that level, being on the road, having kids back home, and how difficult it is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, long story short, I said, you know what? It's cool, man. When we got more time, let's have some drinks and shoot the shit, whatever. And it was December 2nd, Devour the Day finished. We went up. I mean, we finished. I was at the bar, and at the time, I'm watching what I eat. I'm not eating carbs. I'm not drinking sodas. I'm not fucking doing sugars or anything like that. So if I do drink, I'm having like whiskey with club soda or straight whiskey, whatever. And I'm at the bar, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. Turn around. I was like, hey, man, what's up? I was like, hey, it's Joey. I said, what's up, dude? And we're sitting there. He's like, yeah, we were talking about having some drinks and shooting the shit. And I was like, yeah. He's like, we got a day off tomorrow. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Whatever, And he asks what I want to drink. He wanted to buy me a drink. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'll drink anything that's not beer or doesn't have sugar, because I didn't know what he might be into. And he asked me, he goes, do you like Maker's Mark? I was like, I've never tried it, but I hear it's good. What in the fuck just happened? I hope I didn't lose y'all. There you go. So he gives me a shot of Maker's, but it's whatever. So the bartender brings us a shot, and it's a highball to the brim. I'm talking about this thing was going to fucking spill over if she put anything else in it. And threw it back and had the shot. I said, hey, man, thanks for the shot. That was, it was good. Tastes good. Thanks so much for the shot. And I thought that was it. I thought I was going to walk away and, kind of just oblige and be a nice dude. But no, we actually sat down. We're talking. Next thing you know, I'm like 9 of these fucking things deep, plus the Jack and club soda that I was drinking. And then somehow we ended up on Audiotopsy's bus. If you know who Audiotopsy is, it's Matt and Greg from Mudvayne with Billy and, I forget the other dude's name, from another band that I'm not too familiar with. But they formed Audiotopsy, and if you know Sons of Texas, all of us are influenced by Mudvayne in one way or another. So meeting Matt McDonough or Matt McDonough, I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name still. I suck at it. But we were on their bus. I don't know how the fuck we ended up on there. So we got on their bus. We were hanging the fuck out, and somebody was blasting some random shit. And I get bursts of memory that I can still retain. And I remember, I don't know why, but I was rubbing myself like I had a clitoris, and I was just drunk off my ass. And then I was flashing in and out. And then I remember flashes of the hallway to the hotel room, and just being in the room, and then just laying down. And then I hear somebody go, fuck that motherfucker. Let's go get food. Of course, it's fucking Mark. Everybody was drunk off their fucking ass, man. But Mike, being the saint he is, Mike is the best one out of all of us. I'm making that clear right now. Mike is the best one out of all of us. The dude is just a fucking great dude, all the way through and through. He takes care of his family, takes care of his friends, no matter what. And he was being the saint he is. He took care of my fucking stupid ass that night. And I remember waking up and wanting to fucking kill myself, ruptured blood vessels, throwing up, dry heaving all day. I laughs at the story that when we stopped at a Walmart to get our oil changed for the van, I got down to go get the things that I use for remedy. My remedy is stolen from Pantera. It's pickle juice, and because pickle juice has a sodium you need to be able to retain water to stay hydrated. And athletes use that shit all the time, but Pantera was the first time I heard of that. And Pantera used pickle juice to help with hangovers and that kind of shit. So my remedy, I adopted that and I added my own thing to it. So it's 4 ounces of pickle juice and then 4 ounces of water with 2 Alka-Seltzer in it. I did that shit, and 9 times out of 10, you do that little remedy, and your hangover is fucking gone in an hour. Absolutely just fucking done. But I believe I was experiencing alcohol poisoning. And at some point, I contemplated going to the hospital, that kind of thing. I slept in the van. I didn't get down. I didn't eat. I was having trouble holding anything down. It was hot as fuck. These guys got down to get like Panda Express or some shit, and I was like fucking dying in the van. And that was on the day off. The next day we had to play, which is because that was December 2nd going into the 3rd. The 3rd was a day off, and I was miserable that entire day. On the 4th, I had a regular hangover. Pickle juice and Alka-Seltzer helped, and we got through that show. But from December 3rd, 2015, I did not have a drink until the next year. My son was born December 13th, 2016, and I said, fuck it, I'll have one. And I didn't plan to stop drinking for a year. I planned to stop drinking for a week. It turned into a month, and then I was just like, man, maybe I should just give it a break because I've been fucking hammering hard lately. So turned into 3 months, turned into 6 months, and I said, fuck it, see how far I can take it. 9 months, and then the year, because my son was born, said, fuck it, I'll have a beer. And then, but that entire year was just, that's how fucking bad that hangover affected me. I went pretty long with that story, but the moral of the story, don't fucking drink with Joey Chicago from Devour the Day. Fucking dude almost killed me. God damn. Been fucking talking my ass off for a long time. Let me see. What are the questions? Questions. How about Europe, says Master of Fatality. How about it? I don't know what you're asking me, my man. I dig Europe. I love it. We want to go back. It's just financial circumstances and other circumstances prevent us from going. But we will be back at one point or another. Anthony Montes says, what mics do you and John use live and in the studio, y'all's cabs? I answered that earlier. It's in the beginning of this video. You can rewind that and watch that. I'm sure the video will be posted as soon as I'm done. Jake's in Lubbock, I'm sure, for sure. Jake's is fucking, that's our stop in Lubbock, man. If we do go to Lubbock, that's probably where we'll end up. Had the honor of joining you guys on stage when you came to Cheers Pub in South Bend, and it's for the cover of I'm Broken by far. Actually, that's probably who I'm talking about. Or no? No, now I'm remembering. That was another one. So going back on what Fran asked, if we would have a contest so people could sing on stage, we don't have contests or anything. I can't do Dime's vocals to save my fucking life. So I always invite people to come on stage to sing those parts for me because I'd rather focus on the guitar parts and do them justice. So he jumped on stage and it was a good fucking time. Can Nick play Anesthesia Pulling Teeth? You know what? I don't think I've ever heard him play it, but I have zero doubts in my mind that my man can fucking knock it out of the park. Mark. That's right. Mark did have a kid come on stage in Lubbock one time. Man, we invite people to come hang out with us, but again, it's got to be under certain circumstances because we don't want people to get hurt. Any plans on some Florida dates? Plans? Yes. Are they in motion right now? No, because of the circumstances. Touring's going to kick off again for sure. When? I don't know, but we will be posting more on that as soon as we get info. Oh shit, I lost my place. Hey, Jess. March yesterday. Do you guys see anything from merch sold on Indie Merch Store, or is it better to buy from your official site? Indie Merch is a third party, so they get a percentage of what is sold on there. I don't know if that's still active or what the circumstances are with that, but the best thing to do to help us if you're trying to support the band is buy merch directly from us. And the best way to do that is to keep your eyes peeled on the Sons of Texas pages and their members, myself included, because we post about who's doing merch. Like recently, Nick has been selling merch on his own. sending people shit they want. So he'll post whenever he's available to sell shit. Other than that, I mean, you're buying for somebody else. Just put that riff lesson on YouTube. I will Noise with the Namis. I'll work on that shit later this week. Actually, indie merch have been designed. I've seen you pull kids out of the pit. Abso-fucking-lutely. Kids have a special place in my heart because I got my own. And I would like to think that if we were at a concert with my kids, that the people we're watching would have the same respect. And I've seen it before myself. And family's important to me. So if I'm out on stage and I'm seeing some kids in the middle of some dangerous shit, I will fucking pull my guitar aside and pull that kid on stage because I don't want anything to happen to him. Again, it's very important for me that the people at our shows have a good time and remain safe, especially kids and women, man. I get that you're having a good time in the pit. I'm all for it. Go for it. But you got to understand that when you're in the pit, you're not just in it for yourself. You got to look out for others around. If somebody falls down, help them the fuck up. And at the show that Chip's talking about, I did pull up a kid from Scout Bar because shit was getting out. Again, man, it's a nutty venue, nutty people. They're all enthusiastic as shit. We love that place. We'll play it every fucking chance we get. And there were some kids in the crowd that night, and I pulled them up because shit was getting nutty. Let me see how much. Romeo Salinas, he's a good dude. He's from the RGV. He's a friend of ours, friend of the band's, asked, when you go back on the road, how much is the set list going to change due to the new songs? Is it hard to come up with a set list due to time? Yes. It is difficult to come up with a set list because of time, depending on our circumstances. If we're a support band, we get anywhere from 25 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on our position in the lineup. But when it's a headliner, we choose the songs, and we don't disclose this often, but I think maybe we should, is that we write the set list and then we gauge the audience by the first 2-3 songs. So if we're on stage and people ain't vibing it, we call an audible and say, hey, play this one instead. And we cater a little bit to the vibe of the room. So if the room's like not into the heavier shit, we obviously go bluesy and see if they dig that. And then if all else fails, it's a shitty show. At the end of the night, we play something like I'm Broken, and motherfuckers gonna lose their mind one way or a fucking another. We like to have a good time, and we like people that come to watch us to have a great fucking time. So bands. Velma asks, what bands are on your dream tour to play shows with? Well, if it's dead or alive, I would say Pantera, obviously, number one. If I've ever got to, but if you're talking about active bands now, shit, Slipknot, obviously. I dig Foo Fighter. I love Dave Grohl. I fucking love Dave Grohl. If we ever got a chance to even be on the same festival tour, even if it was like we play at 9 in the morning and they play at midnight or whatever the fuck the circumstances are, just to be on that same lineup would be a fucking incredible. I still haven't seen Foo Fighters. I would love to see them. One of my favorite bands. Just fucking awesome. Seven Dust is another one. I would love to tour with Seven Dust. I'm trying to name bands that we haven't toured with. We played shows with Seven Dust, but it would be dope to do a fucking tour. Stone Sour's badass. Shit, I'm on the spot right now, man. I can't really think, but yeah, there's a lot of them. Nothing More is badass. I'm a fan of Nothing More. They got some badass shit too. But yeah, let's see what else we got here. Jaeger is good for hanger. No, the fuck it ain't. That's Chip. You see what I mean? Don't fucking party with Chip. He says Jaeger's good for hanger. No, the fuck it ain't. Mrs. Harris asks, you guys still independent? Are you looking to be with a label? We are independent, and we feel pretty damn good about it because the circumstances have changed, in both for the good and both for the bad, in terms of we're actually making money on our music right now because we own everything, so we get to get every cent that goes back into our music. So if you're purchasing music from us, everything's goes back to us right now. Not from the first two records, obviously, because Razor and Tie still owns those records. They own Baptized in the Rio Grande and Forged by Fortitude, and the first two EPs, which were Reckoning was the very first one we ever put out, and then Tried and True was the second one, which has songs on both EPs have songs on the records that follow them. So, yeah, as far as being independent, it's badass because we're funding everything ourselves, but we managed to keep afloat because of you guys. None of anything we do means a goddamn thing without the support of the people that go out and watch us and do what we do. And you guys have become familia. That's why I call you guys familia. I call you guys family because you're not fans, you're family. You take care of us, and we come out and we like to hang out with you guys, and it's like a fucking family. So you guys are not fans, man. You guys are familia. Jamie, I'm not even gonna bother try to pronounce that last name. I'm gonna fumble the shit out of that. Says question: if you guys come up north and I get them VIP tickets, will you cook for us? Cause damn, it looks like you're a master of the grill on IG. You know, I'm not terrible, but I'm not great. It's that grass is always greener shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure anybody can throw down on the grill just as good as I can. But if you bought VIP tickets and the circumstances were right to where we had all the time in the fucking world and nobody was gonna fuck with us about time, yes, I would love to cook every chance I got in the road because I love barbecuing. Whenever we're out on writing sessions like this last EP, or whenever we stopped in Atlanta, we had like 2 or 3 days off, and we were able to write at a Airbnb because of our good friend Matt Sharp. He put us up in a cabin on the lake, and we were able to focus on writing some shit, which later became the Resurgence EP. And like on those circumstances, it's badass to barbecue. Luckily, our boy Matt brought us fucking pork butt, brisket, God knows what the fuck else. So we didn't have to cook or do a goddamn thing. So we put all our focus into the Resurgence EP, which is why I feel like it had the intensity it does, because we were able to focus all on it together. But to answer your question, yes, I would love to cook if the circumstances are right. How hard would it be to get you guys to do a private birthday party? A question by Chaotic Car Audio. It's not that hard at all, man. Circumstances got to be right, though, because I really don't like doing parties, private parties and that kind of shit, because somebody gets word and everybody wants us to play their party. We've already been asked a million fucking times, and we've done it maybe twice. And the reason I don't like to do them is because they get chaotic. Nothing's ever under control. Nothing is ever lined up right. The circumstances are always off. But luckily, the 2 times we did do it, we were confident because the circumstances were laid out ahead of time, and all they said was just show up and play. So we fucking showed up, we played, we had a good fucking time. Everybody left fucked up. Roberto Almaguer says, so what's the names of y'all's next 3 EPs and when do they release? Shout out from North Dakota. I think you mean the next 3 songs. The next EP is a compilation of the 3 songs. I don't want to disclose too much on that because we have working titles, but I'm not going to give those out right now. One of them that I can disclose, I feel pretty confident about, is the one that we wrote on the spot. It's called As the Crow Flies. I'm pretty confident that one's going to stay the same. If not, sue the fuck out of me. I don't know what to tell you. But as soon as I get more information on it, obviously that's going to be cemented. I will definitely post it on my socials. The guys will post it on theirs. Sons of Texas, etc., etc. Are you going to make those first 2 EPs available on Spotify? We do not own them, so we cannot do a damn thing with them, unfortunately. But they are on SoundCloud. That's something that not a lot of people really knew about. We have a SoundCloud with the first 2 EPs where you can go listen to them for free, check them out, hear the first versions of some of the songs that ended up on records later, and with a different spin. And there's even some songs that you haven't fucking heard on SoundCloud. I think it's soundcloud.com/Sons of Texas. So Check that shit out if you want. The first EP is called The Reckoning. The second EP is called Tried and True. You might recognize some of the shit that's on there. Awesome. Will you do a UK tour, please? From Scotty Johnson. No. I'm just kidding, man. We definitely want to go back to Europe, UK, and do a run out there. It's fucking, it was a blast the 2 times we did it, and we look forward to going back out there again. So we will definitely be out there. As to when, no clue just yet, my man. House parties are always risky. Yes, that is the bad part and the good part about them. You motherfuckers got me going over the fucking hour. I love this shit, man. I appreciate all y'all. Thanks for dropping all the questions. I don't think anybody's dropped anything else. Everybody's just giving love on here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the questions. Thanks for supporting what we do and what we love. And as always, the thing that I like to say to people is, you come out to see us, we'll come out to see you. Fucking see you at the next one. Thanks for tuning in to today's Q&A Tuesday. Looking forward to seeing y'all next week. And when I make the post on Monday next week, if you've got more questions, drop them ahead of time, and I will do my best to answer them. If I didn't get your answers to your questions, I apologize. It was a fucking crazy ass influx. I didn't think anybody was gonna ask shit, to be honest. And there was a crazy influx of all these questions that came in. All great questions, all fucking awesome. Thanks so much for all the love, all the support. We appreciate and love you guys. See you next time on Q&A Tuesdays. Peace.